Welcome to my show. My name is Marcell Johnson, and this is a freedom experience.
I want to hear you should give you some bars.
Yeah, facts, because he be rapping too, you know what I'm saying, on the low.
I'm rapping too on the low.
What's up, man? So listen, you already know my name is Marcell Johnson. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all so much for tuning in. This is season 3 of the Freedom Experience. I'm excited to see y'all, man. So welcome back. I ask that you would like, comment, and subscribe. And hit the share button. Share with your peoples because it's a vibe. But, man, I got somebody on the show with me today who I've been watching, grinding, you know what I'm saying, doing so many incredible things. And today, y'all get to kind of, you know what I'm saying, learn about him and get some more insight behind his business and everything he does. So, Michael Carroll, hold up. Founder of Charlotte's Web.
Yeah.
You got to tap in. Hold up. Digital creator.
Yeah.
Director.
Yeah.
Manager.
Yes.
Father. Producer. Last one for y'all. You ready? Social media marketer. Bro, what is the deal, man? Like, is there anything you don't do?
It's so crazy because, like, I remember I went over my fiance's aunt's house for the first time. She had this beautiful house, like, on the outskirts of Penn Hills.
Yep.
Had a really, really nice car at the time. So we sat at the lunch table, and her aunt was just like, asked her dad, whose name's Tracy, shout out to Tracy, "Hey, Tracy, what does Mike do?" And I was just like, I don't know. Like, I just didn't have an answer. And usually those answers are so long. Even like, I just last year or so, I started getting comfortable with understanding my titles and then being comfortable in saying them.
Wow.
And then trying to remember everything I do while communicating it in a way that is humble. And educational, but not taken away from the tremendous amount of sacrifice and knowledge that I've learned over the years. So just balancing that.
Yeah. You know what's incredible? Something that I waited until we got on the show to purposely say is you do walk in a certain, like, elegance of humility. And it's not just like a false humility where it's like really prideful, but it's like a certain, like, you know what I'm saying, way where people don't even have to think about if you're humble or not. You just come off like that.
I've trained myself to be that way. I don't believe in arrogance. I don't believe in overconfidence. I believe that there's a perception depending on the person that's viewing it. And how they think what arrogance, overconfidence is.
Wow.
And I learned that through, like, naturally being myself over the years and saying statements in rooms that people didn't understand. And then that led to people having a certain perspective or viewpoint on me. And usually that viewpoint was arrogance or confidence, overconfidence. And that led to damaged relationships and a damaged viewpoint of myself in the world. So as I started looking at the way the world viewed me, I realized that wasn't me. And even though that wasn't me, I had to find a way to shape that perspective. So I just started like shifting the way that I carried myself.
Yeah.
Right? So instead of pulling up in a drop-top Corvette, I might pull up in a dirty Hyundai Sonata.
Right.
Right? And it immediately, when I walk into the room, those viewpoints are different now.
Yep.
And even how people perceive the things that I say. Like, if I pull up in a certain type of car and I say, yeah, I just left Africa, someone in the other room might be overhearing this conversation. This boy just think he.
Yeah.
But if I pull up on Hyundai Sonata and I say I just left Africa, they're like, damn, he must have learned a lot.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
And I started understanding, like,
come on,
the complexity of humans.
Come on.
And how evil sometimes we are. And then I think my biggest goal is impact, and to have impact, I have to understand how to communicate, and to communicate, I have to understand perspective.
Yep.
So just shifting that, and it led to a happier life, and it led to me being able to impact at a larger scale without people feeling threatened by me.
Yeah. And I think that me just listening to that, it lets me know that you're a very introspective person. And I love people who do introspective work because you have more impact. It is about influence, but influence needs to lead to somewhere. Where are you leading people to? And it's about making an impact. And I think that you do that in so many different sectors and so many different departments of your life. And that's the reason why a person like you does have to stay humble. Because pride comes before a fall. So if you're walking in pride, pretty soon you're going to fall, hit your head, and you're going to be blinded by that. But I think that what happens is when you humble yourself and you learn how to communicate, you reach more people and you go into more doors. But I wanted to ask you, bro, how does a person develop so many different creative outlets in life? Like when you were a kid, what other outlets did you like practice to get where you are today?
I mean, I just read a lot of nonfiction books. Like I believe
reading.
Like I believe that I was, and this might lead to like a hero complex in my adult life, but like I believe that I was the main character of every book. I read them books that there was choices. Like if you turn to page 152, this is 76. I thought I was Indiana Jones, and then I read all the way up until like tremendous, like 2-3 books a day. And all the way till I was 14, and when I turned 14, I started getting into like the mix of other things.
Wow.
And like I was really like a nerd, like a math guy and like a science guy, and like I finished all my like AP classes by 10th grade. So high school, I was just doing whatever I wanted to do.
I love that.
But there was no like creative training. It was just like imagination, like imagination training, I guess.
So who raised you?
My mother. My mother raised me. Her name is Charlotte's Webb. When she passed, her name was Charlotte's Webb. Charlotte Webb, and she raised me for like the first 14 years, and then my brother's stepdad came home from jail, and he had a part in raising me as well. But there was like also a lot of trauma that went on during that time as well. But like I'll never take away like the things that he instilled in me too. So it was like a dark and a light side to that relationship.
You know what's so crazy? It just shows me your level of maturity and the way that you process information, because I feel like whenever, like everybody knows that I'm a life coach, but when I deal with people, one thing that they get blinded by is offense. And one thing they get blinded by is trauma. But if you can work past your trauma, you can see the way that your trauma and that offense really benefited you. And you've done so much internal work that you don't even really acknowledge the trauma in a way where it's the forefocus. You kind of acknowledge the benefit from that relationship, how he helped raise you, even though there was imperfections there.
I just seen him like at my brother's wedding.
Wow.
For the first time in like 10 years. I thought it was going to be rare, but I just seen him give him a hug. I was like, yo, I know you used to beat my mom, but I ain't really too mad at you.
Like, it's all love.
Like, I know what you was going through. You was an addict, and, you know, I know you feel bad she passed away, but there are also some things that you taught me. He just looked at me like, Mike, you gained 50 pounds, and you're smart. Like, it's crazy. And I'm like, yeah, Dad. So it was a great experience to see him again. Even though there was so much trauma there, it was like, I was almost happy to see him.
Yeah,
that might be like something I need to talk to a therapist about, but
no,
I think
that's real.
I think it was dope. Yeah.
That's part of your history.
Yeah.
It's part of where you came from. It's part of the reason why you are the person you are today. So if you process that information, you're always going to look back and be happy, even on the traumatic things. There's a Bible verse that I really love, and it talks about how God works all things out for the good of those who love Him. And what I love about it is that certain things aren't good by themselves, but together, when you work it together for the full picture, it ends up being like, I'm glad that it happened because it taught me something. It makes you who you are. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, we're the creator of that picture. I mean, it ends up being good if you decide it's good.
Come on.
It ends up being terrible if you decide it's terrible. Whether
Your
that
perspective.
picture is light or dark is up to you, I believe.
I always tell people that too, like where the man goes, the body follows, the man will follow. So if you're looking at it from a negative lens, it'll always be negative.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to talk about, bro, your entrepreneur, like your outlook on entrepreneurship, because you've been an entrepreneur for years. Like before it even was a title, before even people knew entrepreneur, before it was like this thing, y'all, bro was already doing entrepreneurship. Hold on, like just disclaimer real quick. How I even met Mike like years ago was you was managing, I think it was Latia and what's her sister's name? Latasha. So I know,
talent.
Yeah, so I know their mom and I know, you know what I'm saying, knew about them, and you were managing them back in the day and they were doing like big things, but you were probably learning a lot. What did that experience teach you?
Man, first of all, the Lee family, incredible talents.
Yeah,
like
for
I've
sure.
worked with Tasha, Latia, Ron Carr,
Wow.
Fresh,
Wow.
and of course, incredible Deej. I learned a lot, bro, about like how to manage artists, how to develop music, how to develop creative, managing personalities, managing expectations, how close should you get to your artist, how to properly invest, when's the right time to invest, what to invest in.
Come on.
It was an incredible roller coaster, but you know what I learned more than anything was I learned I was right. And
I learned I was right.
I think understanding, being confident being confident in my ability to eye talent and spot talent has and then understanding what it took has propelled me to like other things. And when I look back at that experience, I'm like, damn, like my eyes and my ears was untrained, but I understood it. Now they're trained. I'm like, all right, cool, like this, and this. So yeah, it was just an experience for a lifetime.
So let me ask you this. Do you feel like what you have and the way that you operate is a gift? Or do you feel like it can be cultivated with experience or over time?
I nah, man, like I don't believe in like, I don't want to say I don't believe in it. Like I believe in astrology, I believe in like spirituality, I believe in like all of that. I believe that there are God-given gifts. But I also believe that anything can be accomplished via hard work. I don't care what the season is. I don't care what was given to you or not. If you do enough research, if you work hard enough, you can build the Eiffel Tower. And I think personally, I've been able to continuously do it. And I've seen people around me do it. And I think if you aren't able to accomplish what you set yourself out to, look at the other people in this ecosystem or this world that have, and then ask yourself, what's the difference between me and them?
Wow.
And then you start realizing there are no differences. They breathe the same air that I do. They are humans as well.
Facts.
And there shouldn't be nothing between you and your goal if you truly want what. So to answer your question, no, I don't. No, I just worked really, really hard, and my talent is not giving up.
Yeah. So I disagree with you. I feel like you are gifted in that way because I feel like everybody, you're absolutely right. If you work hard enough, if you study, you can accomplish anything somebody else can accomplish. But I think that certain people have different grace to do different things easier. Like an athlete might have a gifted in that ability where it comes easier to them than somebody else who might have to work 3 times as hard to get where they're at. So I think that you are gifted in it, bro. And I also think that you have and I think that you have discernment. I think like you have the gift to understand what's going on, even in the unseen realm. Like I feel like there's certain things that aren't even really a language you can articulate, and you get it, you understand it, you pick up on it, and you make moves around it. So to me, I feel like those things are like gifts too. You can't teach somebody to really like have that discerning thing. You know,
listen, discernment was definitely learned.
I was for real. You think so? Why do you say that? From experience?
Yeah, bro. Like
okay.
Discernment was learned from a lot of failures at a high level.
Come on.
So like I had to learn a lot about like how to approach a room and what to say in that room, and then understanding people's personality. Like success is really based on human psychology.
Bro. Okay, go ahead.
And I had to learn a lot of like I would like the 21-year-old me would just walk into a room and be like, man, freak all y'all and like listen, I know what I'm doing. And like 21, I did know what I was doing. Yeah. But like it doesn't matter about what you know or how you know it or what you can do or your talent. And it matters about your approach. And I had to learn that.
Like your delivery.
And I kept bumping my head over and over. And I kept asking myself, what am I doing wrong? And I realized, oh, it's your delivery. It's your approach. It's how you rap it.
That's it, bro.
And then I kept getting in my whatever talent or whatever I had kept getting better as I was developing my approach. And I learned that, bro. And I'm still learning. Like I still sometimes fumble. Yeah. I learn in the moment and then apply it the next day. And sometimes I practice, like in random places, like the grocery store. Let me try a different approach. Yeah. In this particular setting. Yeah.
Man, listen, I love people who use their brain, people who think. I love thinking. I love psychology. I love human pathology, all of that stuff. I love anatomy. Anything that has to do with thinking, I love it. And, like, I just love this conversation. But I want to shift gears a little bit, and I want to talk about the different artists you work with, because I feel like you work with so many different people, and a lot of people will have no clue that you work with them. You're not like a groupie. He don't tweak for, you know what I'm saying? None of that. He just play the background and do his part. But what are the artists that you work with?
I think I have like over 20 clients right now. I have artists in London that I work with. I have artists in Canada, Toronto, all across the country, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh. I currently manage one artist, Fed to God. I work with the team that manages Tierra Whack in Philadelphia. So I feel like when I first originally came back home and started working with Latia, like I remember seeing a post from Latia. I never met her before. I met her in school actually, but I didn't know she sang. And I remember seeing a post on Latia and was like, yo, she's incredible. And I just stopped, I couldn't stop talking to her.
Facts.
I'm like, yo, you're dope, you're dope. So I remember coming back home and like trying to take this serious. And one of my goals was always like, I want to try to build a bridge between Pittsburgh and Philly creatively.
Yep.
And slowly but surely, over the course of 7 years, we've laid those foundations of connecting people like, you know, Johnny and Malcolm, Johnny Montina out in Philly and Malcolm here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Will that manages Wiz and like, you know, my team out in Philly and like just those different artists, and then having Fed around here, just trying to create those bridges.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I was rambling, so I forgot your original question.
No, I was just asking you to name some of the artists you work with. Like I remember I seen you with Rick Ross or something that had to do with that situation. You just been in the industry.
Oh, Rick, we was at Rick Ross's house. I
Come
never
on.
met him. We worked with D's got signed to Rich the Kid, so I convinced Rich the Kid to come to Pittsburgh and shoot a video.
Come on.
He was mad that I put him in what's the hotel? The Wyndham right there at the point.
Yeah,
He was
yep.
like, Mike, why you got me in the Wyndham? Put me in the Fairmont.
Yeah. Facts.
People was
I feel
like,
it.
people who didn't believe me. They was like, Mike, you'll never get Rich the Kid here in Pittsburgh. And I just put together this crazy play.
And you did.
Shout out to Malcolm and Chuck Sanders. Shout out to Chuck Sanders. And we got him in Pittsburgh. And then we shot a video in West Virginia, and it was incredible. It was an incredible experience. I mean, like, it's hard, bro. And this is why, like, I continue to tell my story online, and I continue to talk about the things I've done because, and I think I encourage people to do it and not feel ashamed or feel like people can look at them wrong, because a lot of us have done some incredible things and then no one knows about it.
That's the reason why this show is here. That's why I'm like, I want to lift you up. I want the light to be on you. I want you to talk about your experiences, because I feel like keeping it to yourself is pointless. You got to share this stuff. So I'm glad that you're knowledgeable and you're proactive in sharing your knowledge and wisdom. I want to ask you a question though. What is all of these artists that you had the opportunity to work with? What is one thing you think they all have in common?
I'm talent. I going back to like, yo, I was right, is that like my eyes and my ears do not deceive me. I called Gabby Barrett before Gabby Barrett was this huge country star. I walked into Whammo and told Jamal, like,
come on,
Gabby's a superstar. Get her, stop doing R&B. She's a pop country singer. I told him this 6 years ago.
Wow.
I'm like, bro, let me help you. I want nothing from you. Let me help you. I'll get her to the next level. She found her way anyway. She's a country star. Tierra Whack, Fed to God. There's a couple others that have elevated to the next level. So the similarities is like talent. They're extremely talented, but also what I realize is like talent is just one very small part of it. It's like you have to have discernment, you have to have positivity, you have to have an approach, you have to have work ethic. And I think that's what separates talent, the people that have talent, and superstars.
That's bro, they're gonna have to rewind that one, because he has experience and you need to know, maybe you're an artist, maybe you have the talent, but you don't have that character that'll keep you there. And I think that he just said it, so you got to rewind it and catch it. We're not repeating it. I want to ask you though, bro, so I want to play a game with you. You ready? So this game is called Word Recognition. Sort of kind of, yeah, but you're not getting marked in here. You feel me? Like nobody's
why is there plastic on the floor?
Dexter, like.
I actually love that show.
Yeah, Dexter's a whole wild, like,
I think they came out with another season of
it. But they just released it on HBO though. That's it. Yeah, that's the only way you can watch it. No, I didn't see it
either.
Yeah. But hold up. All right, so I want to play the game Word Recognition. So the way that you play it is I'm gonna mention a word And then whatever comes to mind, like you have to give, it's called the inspo edition. So you're inspiring people in these categories, whatever word, you know what I'm saying, that I give you. So the first word is going to be art. What would you tell people to cultivate or inspire them in art?
One word?
Yep.
What to inspire or cultivate in art?
Yeah.
I don't know. Be yourself. I mean, that's not one word, but
No, but authenticity.
Authenticity. Yeah, authenticity. Yep.
Authenticity. Okay. The next word, time.
It's just hard to do it in one word. I don't know.
Don't use a few words. It's cool.
Time. You have more than enough.
You have more than enough time. Okay, so don't procrastinate. You have more than enough time. Okay. Forgiveness.
Always. Makes you a better person.
Why do you say that?
Forgiveness is...
Thank you.
Forgiveness is the only true way to grow. Because you're going to go through trauma, you're going to go through problems and obstacles, and a lot of that trauma and obstacles and problems are going to be centered around people. And your perception of those problems or those traumas is only going to be your perception. So the only way to grow and elevate is forgiveness.
Fire.
In my life, anyway.
Fire. And that's crazy. You just mentioned the last word. The last word is life.
Finite.
Finite? What does that mean?
Did I say it wrong? Finite. You know, infinite.
Infinite.
So what's the word that means?
A finite.
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 Ooh, hold up. Give a little bit of, elaborate a little bit on that.
We're here today and we're gone tomorrow. So, like, what are you doing today that's going to matter? And if your goal is not impact, what is your goal and what is your purpose?
Wow. That's fire.
Yeah.
So, you're a father.
Yes.
Let me ask you, how did fatherhood change you?
Boy, I was watching this TikTok. I'm a marketer, so I'm like...
Tweaking TikTok.
Like,
are you addicted to TikTok?
Yeah, for sure. I'm like, for me, every day in the morning, I dedicate at least an hour and a half on TikTok, an hour and a half on Instagram.
He already knows the time. Like, he's serious about this.
Nah, I mean, like, I have to live in the ecosystem, but I was watching on TikTok, and they were talking about, like, people say, don't have kids, and, like, they want to build up their empire or build their finances before they have kids because they want to prepare for it.
Right.
And a study shows that people that do have kids actually progress faster and grow faster than people who don't have kids because now you have something to live for. The guy was saying, by my second kid, I was already like 10 million up. He was like, before I had kids, I was like 100,000 there. Like, I was doing my thing. My first kid, I ramped it up. My second kid, I started going crazy. I just watched that yesterday too. So, like...
So do you agree with that?
Yeah. I feel like adjusting to fatherhood was like crazy to me. And like at that time, I'm so mission driven that being a father was not a part of the mission. Like it wasn't. Like it wasn't in my plan. Not this early. Like it was like, yo, what's going on? Like this is a left field drink.
But I mean, it gave you motivation.
Yeah, I mean, but I grew into that. Like I didn't know I had a daughter until she was 3 years old.
Wow. Okay.
So like I kind of missed her early years. So like the moment I found out, it was shocking.
Wow.
And I had to like transition into being a father, and it's turned out to be like one of the most incredible things I've ever achieved in my entire life.
So what's your relationship with your daughter's mom?
Oh, we great. I mean, we good as we argue about what school she's gonna go to, or like I'm about to text her right now, like I want Danny for Christmas.
Wow.
But like my mother's, I mean, my child's mother is probably like the best situation I could ever find myself in.
Yeah.
She could have like, and like I'm a person, she could have put me like on child support or done a bunch of stuff, but like she's super easy. And she knows I care for my daughter, and I know that she has her best interest at heart too. So I got lucky, and it's a blessing.
Listen, man, I always say like you gotta give love. If you got a baby's mom, baby's dad, regardless of what you like, humans are humans. They're going to make mistakes, but you gotta still show that love for the sake of your child. Yeah. Like your child needs the love. Like your daughter needs a mom who's feeling loved, and you know what I'm saying, can get along with her father. But I wanted to ask you about legacy, bro. Because you do so much stuff. What do you think, or what are you striving for your legacy to be?
I don't know. I don't really think. I just be like doing the things that I love to do, bro.
Come on. Okay.
Like, and I just be trying to do it at the highest level possible, or my perception of what a high level is, and then whatever comes from that, You know what I'm saying? We'll just see what happens. But I know I enjoy the work so much that sometimes I feel like it might be dangerous how much I enjoy it. But I just want to keep working, and keep creating and helping people create and then keep building and like.
Wow.
So I guess that's my answer to legacy. Like I was at a point where like I felt like I wanted people to like me.
Yeah. No, that's a thing, bro. Like, for
and that
real.
was a thing for me. Like, but I realized that's unaccomplished. Like, that's something that can't be accomplished no matter what.
Come on. Somebody's going to always not like you.
So I just started focusing. Like that 20% of me wanted that, but now I just started focusing like the rest of my 20% into like the mission and like.
Come on.
And then also like maintaining happiness and like setting boundaries and understanding what makes me happy and what doesn't, and like what's important and what's not, and like building a family and like.
Yep.
If I'm not working, I'm not leaving my house.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like. Shit like that.
So to me, I feel like it's just living a life of intentionality. Like, I think whenever you are very intentional about your decisions that you make, it ultimately does make you a happier person.
Yep.
Because you walk into the spaces you actually want to walk into. But that takes somebody to sit down and to think. You have to be a thinker. So many people get up and they just move. Sit still for a second. Don't be afraid to be by yourself and sit still for a second. But one thing that I wanted to say was, for me, I see your legacy being a legacy of like anything is possible, because I think you have a strong belief system. You have a strong like faith where you just believe things are possible that other people found hard to believe. And I really think that this next season of your life that you're walking into, you are going to walk into doors and opportunities that really are going to have less to do with you and more to do just what God has set up for you. And I feel like when you walk through the doors, you'll know like, wow, I didn't think my way in here. I didn't earn my way in here. It just happened.
Yeah.
And I think that you've worked so hard, bro, and you've done so much stuff behind the scenes working on your character that more people do need to be exposed to the wisdom and the knowledge that you have. So I think your legacy, bro, is going to be like something that really nobody will be able to put a cap on it, because it just covers so many different areas of life. But I think possibility, like anything is possible. Like when I see you, it makes me feel like, you know what? Anything is possible. I could figure out marketing for this show. I could figure out, you know what I'm saying, managing artists. I could figure out, you make me just feel like I can think and figure out anything, and you just have a gift to me of just believing and just faith, bro. So
thank you, bro. Appreciate that.
That's a strong legacy to have, and that's a lot to steward. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of wisdom, and it's not always easy to have that wisdom because you have to apply it, or that knowledge, because that's how you get to become wise. You apply the knowledge you have, and you apply it, bro. You do.
I try my best.
You're doing good. So, all right, so I'm about to play a game with you. We're about to be finished. It's called Rapid Response. Ready? And this isn't really a game. It's just kind of how I like to close the show out. Ready? So, it's kind of like the same way. I'm going to ask you something, and you give me one word answer to it. You ready? All right. Rapid Response. Favorite artist?
Drake.
Drake?
Biggest artist all the time.
Okay. One thing that you want to do off your bucket list before you die?
I'm going to Egypt next year, so.
For real?
Yeah, from a bachelor party, I'm going to Egypt.
Okay, because you're engaged.
Yeah,
you're getting married, so bro, man, so like,
yeah, I'm happy about it.
Was that a hard decision?
Nah. It was natural. Like, I've been in love with her for the last 10 years. We've been talking off and on for the last 10 years. So like, of course, like I'm deeply in love with her, and also like when I study incredible and great men, they have a strong foundation.
Yeah.
Right? So I think those two things made the most sense to me. And I can't see, she's a kindred spirit. Like I can't see myself with anybody else. Right? Yeah. And she is the anchor to this chaos, this sea that I'm in, the ship that I'm in, and the compass to everything that I do. So listen, I be telling dudes, bro, like at the end of the day, when you found the one that is for you, don't treat her crazy. Don't dog her out. And if that window and that door and opportunity to get married is still open, walk through that door. It wasn't always perfect, though.
But a lot of men be scared, bro.
It was a process, though. Like there was a time where
so what would you say?
Mike was X, though.
I believe it.
Out here.
No, I already know. So look, but what would you say to encourage somebody to take that grown man step into marriage and stop playing with it?
I mean, you just gotta focus on like what's important to you, like what is your overall goals, and then how do you see yourself in 10 years, and what is that person that's 10 years ahead of you? What does he look like? How does he move? How does his family look? And then ask yourself, are you truly happy? And if you're a bachelor or if you're a bachelorette and you're out here, you know, dating multiple men or women, does that truly make you happy? And for me, I started realizing like it was draining me.
It's draining, bro.
Draining me, and it was taken away from like what I was doing, and it wasn't making me happy, and it was leaving me empty. And the only time I felt at peace at all was when I was with her. So I just started putting that. I took that seat and I just started putting it together and watering it, and I started working internally on myself, and it just. So yeah, we getting married September 2nd.
Hey, let's go, man.
Heinz Cathedral,
Egypt,
and then we going to Egypt. I'm inviting everybody.
Fire.
Like anyone could come. I'm coming. Everybody, we put it together. We're going mid-August, like the hottest month
of the
year in Egypt. But I wanted to go because I want to come out the desert transformed. She's like, I don't want you tan at the altar, and I said, I don't care. I'm doing this.
You're gonna be dark skinned, bro. Like you're gonna be at the altar tanned up.
Listen, I like you without makeup. So if you're wearing makeup, I'm coming tan.
I'm coming.
Like I don't care.
Like the tan is the makeup.
I get tan. Like when I come out there, I'm gonna black Indiana Jones.
Yeah, facts. That's gonna be hard though, bro. That's hard. Okay, so first of all, I just want to add to what you said though. Unintentional relationships are distractions. Like whenever you're just in all these unintentional relationships, it becomes a distraction to the vision.
Yeah, for sure.
So the wisdom you just gave is, you know what I'm saying, priceless. Okay, I want to ask you this: plane or boat?
I mean, I guess boat. I don't know.
Boat? Okay.
I mean, we was on the Hudson River with a boat. It was dope. That's like the only one time I've been on a boat, and then we was on the Hudson. That was dope. Planes are like, I just watched Manifest, so like planes is giving me like.
Oh, Manifest on Netflix.
Yeah, it's the worst, best show in the world. Like
facts. Really, that's a really good way to describe that. The worst, it's really the worst, but it is the best.
Yeah, it's like I couldn't stop. Me and my fiance couldn't stop watching it.
It is one of them things you gotta keep watching, and they got a couple seasons, like 4.
Yeah, they got 4. I think they're gonna do one more. It's trash, but I like it.
But you just exactly. But I mean, if you get into it, you do. All right. So last time you cried.
I think I was, bruh. I think I was so unhappy. It might have been a little bit after my mother died. I was driving on 28.
Wow.
I was like doing like $120 in the drop top.
Speeding.
And like I was drunk. I was just unhappy, bro. It was just unhappy, and like I just was contemplating a lot of. I'm just like, yo, I gotta figure this out. And like everybody around me thought like I was like so happy and so like this and that.
Just
but really like.
But meanwhile, you was broken. Just
like I was. That might have been like 4 or 5 years ago, but
wow.
I was just unhappy. I think that might have been the last time I cried, and then I just took some time to like, I got to be intentional, or this is not going to work out for me. And
that was a turning point. So the last time you cried was almost like a turning point in your life.
Yeah,
that's major. So crying sometimes is like, you know what I'm saying, it signifies something more important. So listen to yourself whenever you have to cry or get into those moments. All right, so I want to ask you, what is your favorite song that puts you in a good mood?
I mean, it changes. I mean,
I know you said Drake, but is it something from Drake?
Yeah, I mean, no. Recently, shout out to my boy Leon Ford.
Okay, I know Leon.
Guy, he put me on to a guy named FKJ.
Okay.
He has a song called Vibes that has his girlfriend on it singing the vocals. He's a producer. So when I be listening to Vibes, like I can listen to Vibes for 3 hours straight and knock out like 2 projects. Like you see me typing on my computer, you think I'm a producer because I be bobbing my head, my hair be flinging and shit. I might have some Tito's right next to me. I got the blue light on me. I'm just
in his bag.
In my bag.
Creating.
Vibes by FKJ, I think his name is. A white dude. He's fire.
Okay. My last question is money or fame?
I mean, bro, money's not real. Fame is dangerous. Like once you've earned and spent enough money, you start realizing it's not real. And then also, once you get to a certain level, you start realizing you can bring money to you whenever you want.
Facts.
Right? So money's not real, and then fame is like, searching for fame is like artificial. So I don't want neither. Neither.
But if you had to pick one, which one do you think is healthier or better?
I mean, of course, money, but like, no, money's Money's terrible, not because itself is terrible. Money's terrible because of how people around you act when you have money.
Yeah, it's the root of all evil.
Yeah.
The love of it.
Yeah, like, and it's not, it's not that money is bad. It's that we're bad. It's just like
Exactly.
it's not that Instagram is bad. It's we're bad.
Yeah. It's the love. It's the fact that you make it like an idol. You start tweaking it, and then you just lose track of what's right, what's wrong, and then people do all type of stuff.
Especially in our community, like we treat money like it's like the end all be all. It's like it's not. It's really like terrible, but like at the same time, you're terrible. That's why it's terrible.
Exactly, and you know that was all systematically put upon us too, and you have to break out of that mindset, and nobody's gonna come and save you.
How do you break it?
You have to educate yourself.
And you gotta start posting content when you wake up in the morning, because guess what? You're excellent in the morning too.
Come on, man. That was a personal thing. Y'all don't even know. All right, so listen, y'all don't even know. That was some behind the scenes stuff. Okay, so I always like to close the show out, bro, with words of wisdom. So I wanted to ask you, what is like a mantra? What is something that you stand by, you say to yourself consistently that helps you get through different seasons of your life?
Do what you love. Do what you love. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Do what you love, and then you'll never really feel like you're working because you're always just in flow state.
Yeah.
You're always in a flow state.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, man, listen. Y'all know what my words is because I've been saying it since season 1. We on season 3. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. It's time, fam. Freedom. It's time.
Find God. Find God.
Let's go, man. It's that time. Listen, so I asked y'all, man, make sure you like this video. Make sure, you know what I'm saying, comment, tell us what you thought about it, and make sure you go follow my bro. Bro, how can they hit you up if they want to get in contact with you?
Michael C underscore Michael C underscore Instagram, TikTok, Charlotte's Web, 2Bs.
Yeah.
And then just go to his page and then you'll see me there.
I'm definitely going to put his information in a description, but I still like to, you know what I'm saying, have you said. And, bro, I need to have you back on because I want to tap into Charlotte's Web. That's a whole thing. It's like LinkedIn. And it's just like you have so many different ideas and businesses. We got to set this up where we got to bring bro back on, man, so y'all can learn. But go follow him because he is a well of wealth. He's like a spring of wealth that's just... But you got to be tapped in and really care, pay attention. But, man, until next time, we love y'all. God bless y'all, and we'll see you soon.
Peace.
Peace.
A freedom experience.